disrupting the normal way of life of the population here. They are even coercing the population to give them shelter and harassing them even to the extent of making them their early warning. Yesterday morning, on an input from Jammu and Kashmir police on the presence of 5 terrorists in the village of Reban in one of the mohallas in Shopian district, troops of 1RR had swung into action and rapidly cordoned off the place. It was a very congested, built-up area. The challenge of removing the civil population and neutralizing the terrorists without any damage to civil life or property remained there. There were 14 houses which were evacuated, and in the first light at around 7, we drew fire from the terrorists before we could give them any offer to surrender. And based on the swift redeployment, we were able to corner them into one place. They were neutralized while trying to escape from the area, and in 9 hours of a grueling battle with them, they were neutralized successfully. There was no major damage to any civilian property or life which was caused in the area of Reban, while our troops risked themselves to effectively neutralize these terrorists. Last night again, we received a specific input from Jammu and Kashmir police. This was in the village of Pinjora near Shopian, with the presence of some notorious terrorists who were harassing the civilians, being present in a couple of houses there. These terrorists have been known to disrupt the normal life there, caused excesses on the civil population. They have been known to kill non-local labor, also abduct policemen, and involved in the harassment and certain injuries to truck drivers last year. The persecution of innocent civilians and was a routine for them. They were again used to using the normal civil population for giving an early warning to them, which was neutralized by the swift redeployment of our troops of 44RR in the area, and in a 4-hour operation which began at 3 in the morning, they were neutralized. We neutralized 4 local terrorists in that area. This also led to recovery of some weapons and warlike stores in both these operations. With the neutralization of these 9 terrorists in this Rambiara belt, we hope that the efforts to restore normalcy in this area will be fruitful, and the civilians will be able to lead their normal way of life in due course. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the GOC has given the details of the operation, in fact, last 10 days we had 3 major operations, and last couple of months we were getting, various inputs with regard to targeting the security forces which are deployed on ground for law and order and enforcing the lockdown, snatching the weapons, then the threat of VBID. And I think these 3 operations which have been successfully conducted by the security forces, we have denied them, their targeting these security forces on ground. The first operation was Pulwama, then the second operation yesterday, wherein 5 militants were killed. In fact, one of the militants, always was involved in the recent attack on the SHO of Yaripura, and he had planned a series of attacks on the security forces around the Eid time to attack and snatch weapons, and then he was also involved in the kidnapping of policemen. It was quality input and well-coordinated efforts of all the security forces that resulted in successful operation without any collateral damage. The second part is containing the law and order and the crowd which usually gathered around the encounter site. So, as the Corps Commander has already said, that we are thankful to the general public that the parents and the people in the villages, they are able to, you know, not allowing the youngsters to come out close to the encounter sites. Lastly, I would request all the people across the Kashmir Valley. अभी हम लोग जो है वो कोविड की जो परेशानी है उससे जूझ रहे हैं, और मैं सभी से अपील करना चाहूँगा कि जो नंबर है वो, अगर हम कल का नंबर देखें तो वो 600 से ज़्यादा है, और ये नंबर काफ़ी तेज़ गति से बढ़ रहा है, जबकि लॉकडाउन भी है और लोगों को इकट्ठा होने की इजाज़त भी नहीं है। मैं सबसे ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा कि वो अपने बच्चों को इन जगहों पे इकट्ठा होने से मना करें, क्योंकि अभी ऐसा लगता है कि जो कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड कोरोना वायरस का है वो होने लगा है, और उसी की वजह से नंबर जो है वो काफ़ी बढ़ रहा है। तो हाल फिलहाल में जो एनकाउंटर्स हुए उसमें सभी जगह नौजवान जो है इकट्ठे हुए, सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस के ऊपर पथराव भी किया है। तो मैं दोनों बातों को लेकर उनको ये सलाह देना चाहूँगा, मैं अपील करना चाहूँगा कि वो, एक तो सिक्योरिटी रिस्क भी है और दूसरा कोरोना का रिस्क है, उसमें उनको अपने आप को भी बचाना है और बाकी समाज के लोगों को भी बचाना है, क्योंकि अगर ज़्यादा लोग इकट्ठे होंगे तो ये कोरोना वायरस फिर उतनी ही तेज गति से पूरे समाज में फैलेगा, जो एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि सभी जो मेरी बात सुन रहे हैं वो अपने नौजवान बच्चों को ये बात समझाए कि कोरोना की जो लड़ाई है वो एक ऐसी लड़ाई है कि जिसमें हम सब लोग साथ मिलकर अगर लड़ेंगे तभी उसको जीत पाएंगे, और इस तरह से इकट्ठा ना हो। अगर इकट्ठा होंगे तो फिर ये हम सबके लिए बहुत बड़ी परेशानी बनेगी। धन्यवाद।
Yeah, thank you, Rajesh, and thank you, Sen Gupta. Before I open up for questions, I thought I'll just make 2-3 small statements. One is that we will continue with our professional operations, in a manner that we cause minimum inconvenience to the public, both in terms of property as well as the human resource, the population in general. And our primary aim remains to bring in peace. If we are neutralizing somebody, it is with an intention that people can live without fear. They can go about their routine in a manner where their livelihood is not disturbed. That is our primary focus. And I would also appeal to the population not to get swayed by the misinformation that is coming from across Pakistan. This is very important. He's on a hyperdrive to bring in, false propaganda. If there is one person who is not happy with what is happening today in the valley in terms of peace, is Pakistan. So we need to fight that. And the people, the media houses which are standing in front of me, you have an important role to play. I would say even the 1.2 billion population, the 120 crore people also have a role to play in demolishing false narratives which are coming from Pakistan. While we are fighting on ground, we will definitely look forward to the cooperation of the Awam and the population in general, to spread the right message and demolish the false narratives. So with this, we will open up for questions. Yeah, let us give the lady the first opportunity.
Raju, I would like to take two of the questions because both of them are interlinked. First is that how is the situation post Article 317 vary as far as the militancy and the militancy number is concerned? The other question is that how is Pakistan helping terror outfits on ground and also in hinterland as well as along the line of control? The third part is that we are seeing a lot of statements coming from Tiara. We are speaking to security agencies who are saying that they are the posters of one or the other things. But being the head of this of Kashmir, particularly when it comes to security situations, how are you dealing with and how are you seeing TRF role in Kashmir?
I think you have almost asked 3 to 4 questions. I will try and answer them in the same sequence. Starting from the situation post abrogation of Article 370, I think the population took the decision in a positive manner. We saw relative peace, for a fairly long period of time. In the initial months, we had a combination of winters also coming in after that. By around month of February, things had opened up. January, February, people had begun to move around. The schools had opened up, almost 100% attendance in schools. Winter tourism had commenced in Gulmarg. So we were seeing all signs of normalcy before the issue of COVID came in, and we had to get into another round of lockdown. And rightly, the COVID lockdown is basically with the purpose of saving lives. And we are seeing what is happening across the world. And I think we have handled it in a fairly professional manner. The civil administration has worked very hard to put systems in place, to put procedures in place so that the spread of this virus is contained and managed. Now, coming to the issue of Pakistan, as I said in the initial stage, that if there is one person who is not happy with peace coming into the valley, is him, because it is in his larger game plan, in his larger plan to keep the pot boiling in the valley. That is how the relevance of Pak army remains, within Pakistan. That's something which is important. As far as his contribution to the violence here is a combination of two things. One is on the physical front in terms of inducting weapons along the line of control as part of infiltration, or through various means that he has at his disposal to push in weapons into the valley to generate violence. And the second, which is more important, is the information warfare he is attempting to fight, which he has not been very successful. The fact that peace continues to prevail in the valley is his narrative is not being consumed. As I made an appeal just a few minutes before, I would again appeal here that do not consume Pak media. It is peddling misinformation, and that is something which I would like to say at the cost of reputation. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, but you missed TRF part.
Yeah, on the issue of TRF, we have discussed this part earlier. TRF there is no organization called TRF. It is a social media entity which is trying to take credit for everything and anything that is happening within the valley. More than action, it is in the electronic domain. It is in the cyber domain, and we are taking appropriate actions to neutralize it by bringing out truth in whatever we are doing. And to me, it is a mirror image of some of the foreign entities of LET or Jaish, and so we will leave it at that.
Sir, so far we have not seen the way outfits usually claim their leaders, or they come up with the statements, Falana is the leader or this. But we have not seen this in TRF. What do you think is the reason, and how deep the army sources or the other intelligence has penetrated? Because we see the statements nowadays that are coming, and particularly we are also noticing after abrogation of Article 370, none of the militant outfits are able to target any politician. Because earlier we used to see that social activists, political leaders or somebody was being targeted. So it is brimming up in a way. Maybe it's not going in that way, but there is something that lull in the air that we are seeing.
I would not like to attribute any extraneous reasons or any, any clear plan in what is happening. To me, as a soldier, we try and understand the population. We try and understand basic intelligence that is coming in the environment, and we conduct operations in a manner that we are trained for. The questions that you have alluded to are best answered by the Jammu and Kashmir police. Thank you.
Sir, in 24 hours, 9 militants killed. Is it a big success for security forces?
I will not like to use the word success. It is definitely, some step we have taken in the right direction to bring in peace. At the end of it, I will go back to the issue that, we are here because the population is inconvenienced, because the population or the government is inconvenienced because of the presence of militants. So any militant neutralized will bring in normalcy in the environment.
Sir, any figure how many active militants are present in South Kashmir?
We can give a rough figure of approximately 100 local terrorists is what we are looking at, and maybe another 20-25 foreign terrorists. That is the numbers that we are broadly looking at.
All clean operations?
Yeah, I think the last two operations were absolutely clean, and that is the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you.